are all in custody, Your Worship. It's the first appearance. At this stage, the state objects against the granting of bail, but I have discussed the issue with my learned.
Nonkululeko Mantula was supposed to be presenting her show on SAfm today, but she is in court. She spent the entire weekend in jail. Similarly, a group of 19 young men who were led to war in Russia in July, allegedly by Umkhonto Wesizwe Party member Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla, were supposed to be home with their families. They were supposed to be safe, but they are currently at the front line of war and fighting for Russia. They are not safe. They want to come back home. But after a case was opened against Duduzile for luring the young men to war on Sunday last week, on Friday, Nonkululeko allegedly tried to take more men to Russia to fight in the same war.
From North Natal will be here for certain part of status. So there will be a second magistrate here in your place. So we will make arrangements if anything.
Today's case is a follow-up on a story that we did on Saturday. Please kindly catch up with that case so that we are not leaving you behind. Please note that today's story is based on allegations. Nonkululeko and the 4 men she was arrested with on Friday appeared in court today, Monday 1 December 2025. So the story is based on allegations. Let us get into the story.
This evening on our Closet Conversations, since it's a Monday on SAfm, Late Night Conversations with me, Patricia Nduli, we'll be talking clairvoyant mediums. Our clairvoyant medium for this evening will be Makosis Kakane. Call in, give us your name, your last name, and Makosis Kakane will be able to give you a reading about your finances, your love life, your business ventures, and your spirituality. Make sure that you are tuned in at SAfm Radio or at Patricia Nduli, #SAfm LA.
Nonkululeko Mantula is a well-known radio presenter. She's very well seasoned and has built a good fan base for herself over the years. She's known for her long stay for SAfm in KwaZulu-Natal, and now she was based in Joburg, and she works for SAfm as the Morning Bliss with Nonkululeko Mantula host. She also owns a media company, and as someone that is well known, it goes without saying that people tend to trust public figures a little bit more. I am not sure what her relationship with the Russian embassy is, but I have scrolled down her social media and she posts more pro-Russian content than anyone on social media.
Past years, we were all reliant on a Western system and the Western media narrative and the Western politics, the Western banking and finance systems. And now that we've seen sanctions being imposed on certain countries, we've seen the biasness of some of these international bodies, the BRICS has become a solution. We remember that it started and it was only Brazil, Russia, India and China. And on the sidelines of international forums, they met these countries and decided to create a cooperation for mutual benefit. But all these other countries are now joining because they see that there is acceptance amongst each other for each other's diversity and willingness to cooperate economically, culturally, socially. And this has also made us realize that within the BRICS countries, right, we are having a bigger population, more natural resources, and if we learn to work independently outside of the Western systems, even the sanctions won't harm us. The president of Iran in the plenary spoke about this and he said, look, sanctions are there. Any one of our countries can be sanctioned next. But if we are actually working collectively and effortlessly to move us together positively as BRICS countries, we won't be affected by these sanctions.
Now on Friday 28 November, it started with a message, a tip-off to the OR Tambo police that 4 suspicious men were preparing to fly out of the country. Their destination is Russia via the United Arab Emirates. They are not tourists. They are not business travelers. Investigators believe they were recruits, mercenaries on their way to join the Russian military. Among them, a well-known SABC and SAfm journalist, Nonkululeko Mantula, a voice many South Africans recognize from the radio.
Noma abantu bazothi nguPatricia umsakazi wasevuma because it will bring me a sort of clout. Is it realistic? Are people doing it? Are people able to take away their financial persona and put it one side and go to each other based on the fact of who they are?
Let me ask you this question. There could be 2 radio presenters, Patricia and Balissa. So there you are on equal footing.
The moment the group arrived at the boarding gate, Hawks agents moved in. They were taken aside, they were questioned, and then removed from the aircraft queue entirely. By the next morning, news broke that the men were arrested for contravening the regulation of Foreign Military Assistance Act. Once in custody, the story got deeper. According to the Hawks, in a statement released on 29 November 2025, the 4 suspects were handed over to the Crimes Against the State, CADS division. Their phones, laptops, and 2 backpacks were all seized. They were all packed with clues. A preliminary investigation revealed something deeper. A South African woman was allegedly overseeing travel plans. She was arranging contacts and getting men into the Russian military pipelines. This wasn't a one-time trip. This was a system.
The 3 individuals that were intercepted at OR Tambo, it was discovered that these individuals were recruited by this female who in turn was not with them at the time, and eventually she returned to South Africa, wherein she was also arrested.
She was returning to South Africa from where exactly?
At this stage, that is part of the investigation, but she returned into via OR Tambo International Airport, port of entry.
Okay, so these men were arrested, or intercepted rather, on Friday evening. Am I understanding that correct? And it is then or were they arrested on Thursday, and then the woman in question was arrested on Friday? What's the chronology here?
Yes, the 3 individuals were arrested on Thursday, and the female was arrested on Friday. Yes, she facilitated the recruitment between the individuals as well as whoever she is conducting, she is in contact with in Russia, but the intricacies and the details will be revealed as the investigation unfolds. The investigation will dictate as to whether she is the only person who is involved, or there is other individuals who are involved in this facilitation of people going to Russia.
And it didn't end with just the suspects. During interrogations, investigators learned about a 5th individual, someone who had already managed to leave South Africa for Russia the previous day. Search and seizure warrants were executed at multiple locations. Then, on Sunday, 30 November 2025, another arrest was made. A 5th suspect was taken into custody by the Hawks' CADS unit. All of them now face the same charge: illegal involvement in foreign military assistance, a crime that can lead to severe prison sentences. As investigators dug deeper, the puzzle pieces began forming a chilling picture. For months, rumors have circulated of South Africans being coerced, recruited, or tricked into joining overseas military forces, especially Russia, amid the ongoing war in Ukraine. Some were promised salaries, others were told they would be security guards, others, according to recent allegations, were recruited under false pretenses. Just 2 days earlier, on 27 November, a returning traveler had been questioned at the OR Tambo. What he revealed triggered the arrests that followed. It is no longer speculation. The network is real and it is active. And then came the twist. On the same day of the arrests, as reported previously, Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla, daughter of former President Jacob Zuma, resigned from parliament. Her resignation followed accusations that she had been involved in assisting young men to travel to Russia, allegations that she denies. No direct link has yet been confirmed between her and the airport arrests, but the timing has fueled intense national speculation. The suspects appeared at the Captain Park Magistrate Court on 1 December 2025.
Accused are all in custody, Your Worship. The first appearance at this stage, the state objects against the granting of bail, but I have discussed the issue with my learned.
Prosecutors outlined the charges. The Hawks continue with investigations. More arrests have not been ruled out. And as South Africans, we are left with one burning question: how deep does this recruitment network really go? Thank you for joining me on this report. What are your thoughts on this one? What kind of greed and selling your people out is this? I would like to hear your views. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.